Hey yo, what is going on? How y'all doing? I'm all good. I'm all good. I go by the name 243 and I'm here today with a movie review. Something I've never done before. But you know what? I was just watching this movie and I was just motivated to like make a review for it. I don't know. I guess I enjoyed it. That's the only explanation I have for that. So how about we get to it? Now the name of the movie is Under Paris and it's on Netflix, and I do have to warn you the movie is in French. So if you're not lazy to go for the subtitles, I think you should go for it. It's a movie worth watching, okay? It's not the greatest movie out there, but it's a good movie, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. And first things first, okay, let's talk about the visuals of the movie. When you go over and watch that movie, you're gonna see that it looks great. Personally, I think the movie looks great. And the thing about it is, with the effects, they're really great with it too. The editing is good. I didn't see any like one of those faulty CGI type of things, because that's what happens with a lot of modern movies these days. Like if the movie is about some mythical creature or some giant creature, they always gonna be bad with the CGI. Either they just do too much or they do too little because of the budget. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this movie had a good balance when it comes to the editing and the effects. So it's visually pleasing, if I could say that. Yeah. I could definitely say that. The movie is visually pleasing. And when you see all of the gore and stuff, there's not a sense of this is too fake, or it's somewhat realistic, okay? It's convincing. All right? And it is a horror movie, but lately I feel like there's no such thing as a horror movie. Is it just me, or like a horror movies, like they're not scary anymore? But maybe it's just me, or maybe it's just how it is when you grow up. You end up not being scared of movies. But I do think there is a horror movie out there that can like scare me. I do believe there is one out there. I just haven't come across it. If you guys have some suggestions of some movies that could scare me, please do, because I'm desperate out here, guys. I've been trying to find a movie that's gonna, shake things up for me, and I'm just failing. I'm really failing. So yeah, the visuals are great, and yeah, there's that. There's a lack of great effects in modern movies nowadays. I think the last movie that had sharks in it or something was Sharknado, and that was a horrible movie. Okay, I didn't even watch the whole thing, but even if you check the reviews, it's a bad movie. Okay, I mean, we did have Jaws back in the day, and Jaws was a great movie. I think it was ahead of its time also. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go over and talk about the acting. The acting was good. Not the greatest, but it was good. The actors could have been more compelling. Okay, they could have had I feel like more, I don't know, not more emotion, but like more I don't know how to put it, but it just needed a bit more oomph when it comes to the acting. You get what I'm saying? To just give me that, to convince me that, okay, this thing is really happening. Okay, so I'm not really gonna talk about the things that happen in the movie because I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to actually go out and watch the movie so you can, judge for yourself. So I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not gonna talk about specific things that happened in the movie, but the acting was good. I'm not saying the acting was bad, but it was average. Okay, it was average. But something that I did like though in the movie is that the character's bad decisions created disaster almost immediately. So if you're gonna see a character that's like against the main character or against the main plot of solving the problem that's happening in the movie, okay, getting rid of the shark that's basically doing all the bad stuff. If you see a character that's going against that whole plan to get rid of the shark, right? Those characters regret that decision like almost immediately. Like, and I like that. The movie doesn't take long to bring you the arc that you want to see about a certain character, because there are those characters that come up and you're like, man, what decision are you making? I don't like this character. I wish something would happen to them. And then like few seconds later, boom, something actually happens. So I like that about the movie. It doesn't waste any time. All right, it doesn't beat around the bush. Okay, and something else that I really liked was the funny moments when people panic. So when like there's mass hysteria and people are panicking, there's a whole lot going on. There's always gonna be some flops that like you can see it's okay. Some people are not thinking straight; they're just panicking, and you see a lot of that in this movie. Some funny moments. I don't want to talk about it because, as I said, I don't want to spoil for you. But there's a lot of these moments where you see that actually, when people are panicking, things don't really go well because people are not thinking straight and they're all over the place. Okay, and this movie nails those types of scenes where it's like a lot of people and a lot is happening. Just go watch the movie and you're gonna see these scenes that I'm talking about where there's a lot of people, a large number of people, and it's just disaster, bro. Like, you're gonna see it. I promise you, you're gonna see it. And something else I do wanna say is that I feel like the main character's plot armor was a bit too thick. Okay, like I understand that every movie has starring, that person that is the main character, but like you gotta have like that sense of realism whereby even if the main character faces the challenge, we gotta see that okay, this is actually a challenge for this person. Okay, besides the trauma and the emotional distress the main character was facing, like I see all that they did perfect with that. But there was a moment in the movie where the main character faced like imminent danger, like serious danger, and it just like they just survived it just like that. And I feel like they survived it too easily. Like, the main character got away with things like too easily because, it's the main character, there's plot armor. So, yeah, I'm not going to say much about that. You're just going to see him. You're just going to see it. I mean, so it does reduce realism when the main character has too much plot armor, but it doesn't ruin the movie per se, but it reduces the threat level or the danger level of the actual enemy that they are facing when you just see the main character just like what. Okay. And what I did love too was the cliffhanger ending. So the movie does not end with a happy ending at all. You're gonna see that when you watch the movie, and I feel like that is great. That is something that is great. It gets you asking more questions, and it gets you like begging for more. You understand? So a cliffhanger is always great at the end of a movie. But most movies, they just want to wrap up. We want to tell a story and end it. So not every movie is gonna end with a cliffhanger, but this one, in this case, it did end with a cliffhanger, a very fantastic one too, that shows you that okay, there was no happy ending, and the ending shot was great. The way they did it, it was a great shot. And this thing I was saying about characters facing consequences, right? You're gonna see that the consequences of one decision that was made during the movie, and a specific character that is connected to this decision is the mayor. The one decision that she made, it created such a huge disaster, a disaster that I was not even expecting. It was beyond the threat of the shock and all that, the disaster that was created by that one decision that the mayor made. And that was great because in the ending, the cliffhanger ending there, the the decision that the mayor made and that whole disaster, you see it in the ending shot, and it's a great shot because the camera is pulling out of the whole situation, out of the location, right? And you just see all the mess that has been made because of that one stupid decision. So I feel like that was good. So there's more coming based on the ending of the movie. There is more coming, and I can't wait to see it. Honestly, if there's a sequel, I'm ready to watch it because I feel like they're gonna fix some of the mistakes they made, and they're gonna do better. Obviously, they have to do better. It's a sequel, unless they wanna be like Anaconda, where like, you know, every single follow up was just downhill, straight up flop. Like, by the way, like, what the hell happened to the Anaconda franchise, guys? Because it was literally the first movie that was like excellent. That one was top notch. Best snake movie I've ever watched so far. Personally, it's an old movie, but it beats all the new movies. And I mainly think it's because they actually made an animatronic. They made a machine of that snake instead of trying to just use effects. Okay, but I'm going besides the point. Yeah, let me know if you want a review of the Anaconda movie. Like, okay, I feel like reviewing the new ones too is just gonna be a hell of a blast because those movies are just hilarious, ridiculous. So there's more coming, and probably the sequel to this movie is not gonna be under Paris. It's probably gonna be somewhere else besides Paris. You're gonna see why I say that in the ending if you go watch the movie. So it's probably gonna be a different location, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I enjoyed this movie, and there are some things they could have done better to make the movie better and like scarier. Okay, but I feel like it's a good movie. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I would give the movie. I would give it a 6. I would give it a 6, and it lost the 4 points because of what the thick plot armor from the main character. It lost the point from the acting. It wasn't all that great, and it also lost the point with the fact that it didn't like really scare me that much, and I feel like it was the like it was not a scary movie, but it was enjoyable. It was a nice movie to watch, and it was pleasing. It was pleasing in the eyes to watch. It wasn't a horrible movie that you just feel like, kill me now. What is this? What am I watching? Right? But yeah, that is my review of the movie Under Paris, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't waste your time, and I hope that you are looking forward to more of these videos because I do think I'm gonna make more. I enjoyed making this. I enjoy just I enjoy watching things and criticizing them often. But yeah, cheers, man.